Hi everyone! Unlock the mysteries of trigonometry with the unit circle. My name is Jumark Obalang Kolim, and now we'll tackle about the unit circle. So this is our learning objectives. First is use correct mathematical notation and terminology. Second is perfectly define and draw a unit circle. Third is correctly identify the 6 trigonometric functions and their value limits based on this unit circle. So here are some correct mathematical notation and terminology. So now, let's know about the unit circle. So the unit circle is a circle that has a radius of 1, and it's centered at the origin 0, 0. Then it has the equation of x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. Then we must know that unit circle has x and y coordinates. So right here is 1 and 0. Over there is 0 and 1. Right here is negative 1 and 0. And lastly 0 then negative 1. So that is the x and y coordinates. So next we will find the value of in degrees in every corresponding angles in the unit circle. So first we'll start at the 0 degrees. So in order to have the positive values, we will go counterclockwise. So right here is 90 degrees, and right here is 180 degrees, then the 270 degrees, and to have the full cycle we have 360 degrees. So after having that values, we will move on to the quadrant 1. So right here there are 3 angles in quadrant 1. So we must know the special angles, which is 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. So in order to get the values in degrees in quadrant 1, we must consider the right triangle that has a hypotenuse equal to 1. So it is easy to get the value in degrees if we consider the right triangle that the hypotenuse is equal to 1. So right here we have the values of special angles. So after having the values in quadrant 1, we can now move to quadrant 2. So to get the values of quadrant 2, we just need to subtract this value to the corresponding value in quadrant 1. So 180 minus 50 is equal to 150. So it's 150 degrees, then 135 degrees, and 120 degrees. So right here, to get the value of quadrant 3, we will add 180 degrees to the corresponding value in quadrant 1. So 180 plus 30 is equal to 210. 180 plus 45 is equal to 225. And 180 plus 60 is 240. So it is all degrees. And next is the quadrant 4. So we'll draw an angle here. So in order to get the value in quadrant 4, we will now use the 360 degrees here. So 360 degrees minus 60 is equal to 300. So it is 300 degrees. 360 degrees minus 45 is 315. So it is 315 degrees. And 360 minus 30 is 330. So it is 330 degrees. So after having all the values in degrees, we will now move on to the values of radians. So before we start, we must know that this one is equal to 2 pi. And the half of 2 pi is pi over there. And the half of pi is equal to pi over 2. and the center between pi and pi over 2 is equal to 3 pi over 2. So after having that values in pi, we can now move to every corresponding angle. So this 30 degrees is equal to pi over 6. Then right here is pi over 4. Then pi over 3. So after having that values, we can now use the same approach to have the values in quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So we just need to subtract pi to the corresponding values here. So first, pi minus pi over 3. Pi minus pi over 3 is equal to 2 pi over 3. So it is 2 pi over 3 here. Then next, pi minus pi over 4 is equal to 3 pi over 4. So it is 3 pi over 4. Then next is pi minus pi over 6 is equal to 5 pi over 6. So it is 5 pi over 6. So after having the values in quadrant 2, we can now move to quadrant 3. So same approach. Pi plus the value right here is equal to 7 pi over 6. 7 pi over 6. And next, pi plus the value over here is 5 pi over 4. Then next is equal to 4 pi over 3. 4 pi over 3. Then to get the values in quadrant 4, we will now use the 2 pi. So 2 pi minus the value of pi over 3 is equal to 5 pi over 3. So it is 5 pi over 3. Then 2 pi minus the value here is equal to 7 pi over 4. So it is 7 pi over 4. Then lastly, 2 pi minus pi over 6 is equal to 11 pi over 6. So now we have the values of degrees and radians. So after having the values of degrees and radians, we can now move to finding the value of x and y coordinates. So this 30 degrees, the value of x and y coordinate is equal to 3 pi. No. It is square root of 3. It is square root of 3 over half. And the value of y coordinate is 1/2. Then right here, the value of x is equal to square root of 2 equal to square root of 2 over 2. Then the next, and the y coordinate is square root of 2 over 2. So it is same. Then lastly, right here is 1/2, and the y coordinate is square root of 3 over 2. So after having that values, we can now move to finding the values of x and y of quadrant 2, 3, and 4. So the thing is, we need to understand that the values right here, there, and there is only the reflection of the values in quadrant 1. So only the sign has changed. So in quadrant 2, the x coordinate is negative. So all the values right here will turn to negative, but the value of y coordinate will remain positive. So that's it. So I will write right here. So it is negative 1/2, then the values of y is square root of 3/2, then right here is negative of the square root of 2/2, then the y is still positive, square root of 2/2, then right here is negative square root of 3/2, then positive 1/2 to the y coordinates. So right here the x and y coordinate is both negative, so I will not write over there, so I will just say that all the values, the x and y here is negative, so negative, negative, negative. So these numbers will turn to negative, and lastly right here the x is positive, then the y coordinates will turn to negative, so this will turn to negative, so I will not write here, but I must understand that in this quadrant the y will be negative, so that is the unit circle. So the unit circle is very essential when it comes to trigonometry, so we must remember or familiarize the every values of degrees, radians, and x and y coordinates, because when we're doing a trigonometric functions graph, it is very useful to know the unit circle. So that's all. So now let's move on to the 6 trigonometric functions. These are sine theta. So sine theta is equal to y. Then next is cosine theta. Cosine theta is the x. Then the tangent theta. The tangent theta is equal to y over x. Then the next one is the secant theta. The secant theta is equal to 1 over x. Then the cotangent theta, which is equal to x over y. Then the cosecant theta, which is equal to 1 over y. So these are the 6 trigonometric functions. So to understand more, I will give you some examples. So try to find the values of sine of 45 degrees. So in order to find the values of sine 45 degrees, we will use this one. So sine theta is equal to y. So using the unit circle, we will locate the values of y of 45 degrees, and it is square root of 2 over 2. So here is the sine of 45 degrees. Then next we will try this one. We'll try to find the cosine of 45 degrees. So in order to find the cosine of 45 degrees, we will use this one. So the cosine theta is equal to x. So we will use this one to locate the values of 45 degrees in the unit circle. So if you look at the unit circle, the value is square root of 2 over 2. So it is the 45 degrees cosine. Then lastly, we will try to find the value of tangent of 45 degrees. So in order to find the tangent of 45 degrees, we will use this one. So tan theta is equal to y over x. So if we look at the unit circle, the values of y is square root of 2 over 2, and the value of x is square root of 2 over 2. So if we calculate this one, it is equal to 1. So this is the value of tangent of 45 degrees. So that's all. I hope you learned something, and thank you and God bless.